So today we're going to take a look at the Krang fighter from the Unmatched games. Now Krang is a character that is from the Teenage Mutant Ninja Turtles Unmatched Adventures set. We see that Krang is one of the villains, but they have this Shredder versus Krang pack, which will make Shredder and Krang both playable characters and give them their own separate deck and health dials so that you can actually play them. So in Teenage Mutant Ninja Turtles, Krang is a warlord from Dimension X, but he was banished from Dimension X, cast out without his body, just a brain, had to have this android body made. And yeah, he is one of the main villains from Teenage Mutant Ninja Turtles. We'll take a look at Krang here in his hero card here. He is a melee hero with a health of 16 and a move of 1. Move of 1? Yeah, put an asterisk by that. Morons! I'm surrounded by morons! Pretty much that's what always happens to Krang. His ability is Doom. So Krang has 3 Doomsday Machines. Start with 1 machine active. After you roll the die of ultimate destruction, you can deactivate an active machine to re-roll the die. Add +1 to your move for each active machine. All right, there's a lot to take in here. Well, +1 to your move for each active machine. That's why I said an asterisk here by the 1. Krang has 3 machines, so he can be anywhere from a move 1 to a move 4. We'll generally start the game as a move 2, but that will change as you go on. And also this Die of Ultimate Destruction, which is a great name because Krang, yeah, he's absolutely, that's something he would call it. He'd be like, the Die of Ultimate Destruction. So that's exactly what he would do. The Die of Ultimate Destruction is a D6 going from 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, with the other side, X being a 0. And you get to see effects on Krang's cards that will have a little yellow box with a question mark in it. That means that that value is determined by the die roll, that you will roll the die to see what that number on the card is. If you don't like that number, if you were to roll and get something really bad, right there, if you get a 0, you're like, oh, I need something besides a 0. You can flip that machine, deactivate it, roll again, and got a 3. That's a lot better that time. But Die of Ultimate Destruction is going to make things kind of crazy for Krang. Now we're going to get into a couple things on how the die roll works here. When you resolve any effect with the question mark icon, roll the die of Ultimate Destruction and use the number rolled. Rolling an X counts as a 0. It means that no effect is resolved. If you don't like a result you rolled, you may deactivate one of your active Doomsday Machines, flip it to inactive to re-roll. You may re-roll the die multiple times before resolving an effect, provided you have enough machines. So if an action card has more than one question mark on it, make a separate roll for each. Krang's hero card is just a giant picture of his face. We'll pull it out here so you see it. It's got the regular unmatched stuff going on around it there, but just big old look at Krang there. Android Arms Power Bomb. This is an attack of 3 with a boost of 2. During combat, you may boost this card. After combat, move the opposing fighter a number of spaces up to the amount of combat damage dealt. I love this card art. It just looks like the big beefy android Krang body there, just doing this like power bomb body slam on Raph there. So yeah, a boostable card. It's a 3 you can boost. That's pretty good. Gonna show you why that could be really good here in a bit. Android Arms. You're going to see this being a lot of his cards are Android Arms. Android Arms Chain Flail. An attack of 2 with a boost of 3. After combat, if the printed value of your opponent's card is less than die, or they didn't play a card, they discard 2 cards. So, yeah, this is not about dealing damage with the 2 there. It's about making them discard the 2 cards, because you're going to roll the card. 3. Okay, if it was less than a 3, they're going to take damage there. That would be bad. So you want to roll pretty low on this one here. Of course, if you don't like what you roll, you could flip over one of your machines. As you'll see in the deck here, you've got a number of cards that will activate machines for you. So you can get a number of rerolls in there. Android Arms Missiles. This is an attack of 1 with a boost of 1. You may play this card face up as a ranged attack. All right, before anybody starts like trying to get ideas in their head, since that little bit there does not have a combat timing next to it, like immediately or anything on there, if someone throws a feint into this, does not mean that the whole thing couldn't be played, okay? So yeah, they can just play this face up and say, yep, it's a ranged attack. Deadpool kind of had a card like this, but it did not specify that it needed to be played face up. I think they decided for a more serious character, they probably needed to put that text on there. During combat, increase this card's value by die roll. So it's going to be a ranged attack. They will see that it is a 1 going. Now let's think about the timing on this here. Increase the card's value is a during combat, which means that the opponent will have played their defense card, and the Krang player will be able to see what their card is before rolling. So that way you have an idea what you're trying to get. Now, if they were to throw a cancel at this point, it would cancel the during combat and stop you from being able to roll. If they roll something big there, you just roll once, see what you get. A 4, that'd be a 5 attack. That's not a bad ranged attack. If they throw something big, you may know that there's not really any reason to re-roll. If they played something kind of small and you ended up coming up with a 1 or the X, maybe worth re-rolling it to try to get over that. So really a pretty powerful card, since the Krang player can see what value they are needing to try to beat. And these will be the last Android Arms, these being a scheme instead of an attack. Android Arm Wings. Scheme with a boost of 3. Move Krang up to die roll spaces. Krang may then move through opposing fighters. Then deal 1 damage to each opposing fighter Krang move through, gain 1 action. So this is kind of like a through adversity with an action gain, except you don't know how many spaces you're going to be moving, because it's come up to that die roll. 4, yeah, I'd probably take that. So really kind of crazy there. Okay, that's all the Android Arms. All of his attacks are named Android Arms, as is that there. We'll get to here in a bit why a lot of these cards actually have Android Arms in front of them, like the real reason for it. IQ of 968. We can see that this is the foil card. So this is a scheme with a boost of die roll. That's right. A boost of a die roll. Now, you know, earlier I said that Power Bomb could turn into something really crazy. I mean, that could potentially become an 8 if you're able to roll the 5 on there. But you got to get the die roll. So yeah, if you wanted to use this for the boost value, you could really do that. There's another card in here that also has a boost value that is a die roll. So IQ of 968 is not the only one. So the effects here: activate all machines. That happens no matter what. Draw die roll number of cards, and Krang recovers die roll health. Now, as the little rules packet there showed us, these are going to be separate rolls. So you'll roll for the draw and for the health separately. So you can try to roll really high for the health and Maybe not as high for the cards if you're not needing a bunch of them. You better be prepared to draw a lot of cards, though, because you potentially could. Going into the versatiles, we have Molecular Amplification Unit, which has 4 copies. And whenever there are 4 copies in a deck, they really want you to have this thing. This is a versatile of 2 with a boost of 2. Immediately activate a machine. That's nice that you know you get a machine on this right away, especially if you're playing it defensively. You know you're going to get that because they're not going to be able to do anything to stop it. This is an attack. It could get canceled. During combat, increase this card's value by die roll. Okay, so this is kind of like Android Arms, except it has to be melee instead of ranged. But it starts at a base 2 there and can go up. Now you're going to activate a machine and you're going to get at least one chance to re-roll it if it doesn't go well. Because you could roll it, be like, oh, 0, that's terrible. Go ahead and flip your machine that you just activated, roll again. Well, 1's better than 0, but that still kind of sucks. That's Krang for you. You don't know what he's going to do. But yeah, these could be potentially big things because these can, potentially go up to a 7 or could be a 2. And once again, you'll be able to see the defense that they've thrown out to see if you want to spend your machine on that or not. Pan-dimensional portal. This is a versatile of 3 with a boost of die roll. These die rolls for the boost values. Just what? After combat, place a fighter in the combat in any space. They can't leave that space this turn. Both players put die roll random cards from their hands on the bottom of their decks, then both draw 2 cards. Okay, what is this doing? It's like moving them to some other space. One of the fighters, either Krang or whoever you're attacking, you go move to some other space and they can't be moved out of there. And then players are taking cards out of their hands and putting them on the bottom of their deck and drawing 2 cards. What? The die roll is already random, but then you're like pulling that many random cards out of your hand to put on the bottom. That's just, wow, that is wild. More this one than IQ of 968 you may want to use for the boost value, because the effects on this are pretty bonkers, and I don't know if you always want to do that, man. Warlord of Dimension X, a versatile of 3 with a boost of 3. After combat, reveal the top card of your deck and your opponent's deck. If your card's name is longer, draw it. What the what? Y'all know I've made some crazy unmatched fan decks, okay? And they've got like weird, ridiculous effects. This is like the first time I've looked at an effect on an actual card that wasn't Deadpool and thought, that looks like it could have come from one of my fan decks. Like, this is just, what? Couple things here. And it tried a lot of questions on clarifying that the card name is longer. So Justin from Restoration on the Discord put out his opinion on this, that he would count every letter, number, character, and space that is in the name of the card. So in this card, it's like 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10, 11, 12, 13, 14, 15, 16, 17, 18, 19, 20, 21, 22, counting everything. This one would be like 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9. And this is part of the reason why I think a lot of these cards have Android arms in front of it, because that is adding to the length of the card name. Otherwise, missiles, chain flail, and power bomb would be fairly short names. Welcome to the Technodrome. This is a versatile of 2 with a boost of 2. Immediately choose one. Cancel all effects on your opponent's card or activate a machine. This functions as your feint, which is nice. It's not just feint, because that'd be like F-E-I-N-T. That'd be like 5 letters, which would be terrible for Warlord of Dimension X. But you know, sometimes you play a feint into something and you see it and you're like, yeah, I really didn't need to feint that. Maybe it's just like, a log, and you're just like, oof, well, okay, nothing on it to feint. Or the effect, like, it was like a regroup or something where it wasn't like much. You're like, no. This one gives you a little consolation that if you really don't feel like canceling the effects on that card, you could just choose to activate a machine and get a free machine activation out of it. And finally, Minimizer. This is a defense of 0, 0, 0, a defense of 0 with a boost of 1. Immediately decrease the value of your opponent's card by 4 after combat, end the turn. So in most situations, this is acting like a 4 defense. Most situations. And things that, add value to it. Something here like Raphael's Unbridled Rage, which is, discard any number of defense or versatile cards that add +2. Well, it would drop the value of this down. I wouldn't drop it down by 4 because I can only drop the 0, so it would be 3. And then it would just be what they throw into it would be leftover damage. So it would still take some of that off. So it's good into those. Type of card it's not good at all into is going to be something like Casey's Slapshot, also from Raphael's deck. And that's because of the order of things. Immediately decrease the value of your opponent's card by 4, so we have decreased it by 4. That happens first. So this card is now a 0, but then during combat, Casey is adjacent to the opposing fighter. We'll assume he is. This card's value is 6 instead. So this would then move up to a 6. Doesn't bring it down to a 2 because of the timing. If it's something that sets the value, Minimizer it's going to hurt if that happens to you there. You would, in this case, you would take the whole 6 from Casey. Gotta watch out on Minimizer. So how many machines total do you have? Well, let's take a look here. Got 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7. So you start with 1, you have 7 there, so that would be 8. And then potentially this could be 9 machines here. So potentially up to 17 machines that you can flip over the course of the game. That is getting max value out of all of them. You're not necessarily going to get 3 every time on IQ. And these 3 with Welcome to the Technodrome. Sometimes you're going to be choosing to cancel. A good bit of machines you'll have there in any case. So Krang can be really powerful. He is a little bit beholden to die roll. The machines there help mitigate that a bit. You don't want to keep killing your machines all the time because having no machines and being that move 1 really sucks. Yeah, I think Krang is going to be kind of crazy and fun, but also is going to be pretty powerful. I think he's going to end up being a pretty good fighter for people that want to play with Krang. He's definitely a lot more insane than a lot of fighters that you usually see. So if you found this video interesting, give it a thumbs up and a like. You can go down into the comment section and let me know what you think down there. And you can also subscribe to my channel. Make sure you catch all the videos that I post so you don't miss anything. This is Jeremy with Poindexter G, and we'll see you around next time.